So I haven't talked a lot about Doctor Who in like what it seems like forever. I've legit haven't talked about Doctor Who in what feels like ages. And it's not because I didn't hate the new show or the Doctor's a woman, so I don't want to watch the show no more. I was very excited for that, and for what it was, the first few episodes had a lot of promise. And when they brought in a new version of the Master, I thought that was really cool too. But on a long shot, on a whole, a lot of the episodes for Doctor Who were not great, and it's probably because Chris Chibnall was not the right person to take over after Moffat. Or, yeah, he was the wrong guy to be running with the show, and I think it's been very obvious with past episodes and the Timeless Child and what all that. It was just a lot of this makes no goddamn sense at the end of it, and this is coming from a show that deals with a lot of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, and it's actually kind of sad because it's very much like what happened to Peter Capaldi, where he was a very great doctor and he just got the shit end of the stick, and it sucks. And I wish Jodie Whittaker got a better deal. Like, I wish she did, because I thought there was just brilliance in her performance in a lot of the show. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about, like, basically, if you haven't already guessed, like, what's the future hold for Doctor Who? Like, since we now know that Jodie Whittaker is leaving and Chibnall is leaving, so I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and basically talk about, like, who should be, like, what kind of Doctor I'd like to see personally, and also throw my hat in the ring of who I think should be the next Doctor, as well as a showrunner. I don't usually talk about showrunners, but there is one in mind. Like, there is one person in mind I think should be given a shot because of how well this person did on a show that was more Doctor Who than Doctor Who was. So let's talk about showrunner before we get into the Doctor. My idea for where the Doctor should be. Next, like, what should the Doctor be, like, who should be the showrunner? Now, this person, like I said, did a show recently. It wrapped up a few weeks ago, actually, and this person, she killed it on a show that felt more Doctor Who than Doctor Who did. Like, it just straight up, like, when I was watching the show, I was waiting for the main character to go, "Hello, I'm the Doctor." I'm not gonna bullshit anymore. It's Loki, but the show is Loki, and the person I would love to see be the showrunner is Kate Herron. Now, Kate Herron did a lot of the directing for the show. She wasn't the showrunner, but she was a director and head writer for Loki. Now, Kate Herron, I think she would just absolutely kill it because she clearly knows how to write a Doctor Who episode. If you didn't watch Lamentis and think this is so Doctor Who, I don't know what to tell you, because that episode, the whole time I was watching the Lamentis episode, I was like, this is a straight up Doctor Who episode. It actually felt like a very, like, Tennant era Doctor storyline. Just replace, make Tom Hiddleston the Doctor, and make I forget the actress who plays Sylvie's name. But have her be the companion, and it's literally a Doctor Who. The Momentous episode is a straight up Doctor Who episode, and the dialogue, everything about that is just, I loved it. And the whole show itself, dealing with time travel and, well, alternate realities and whatnot, it felt so refreshing because that's something I like. That kind of storytelling I was missing a lot from this new era of Doctor Who. So that's my hat in the ring for who I think should be the showrunner. It's probably who I'm not going to get because Kate Herron is wrapped up with Loki, so I don't think they're going to be able to get her. And they'll probably pick someone in studio. They'll probably pick someone in BBC. So I don't know who they could get. Maybe, like, realistically, I'm really hoping for, like, someone like Paul Cornell. I know he's only done a lot of books, but every time he does a Doctor Who episode, he kills it. I would say for, like, other showrunners, like, realistically, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, get Neil Gaiman to be the showrunner. There is no way they are going to get Neil Gaiman to do that. He's Neil fucking Gaiman. He's off doing stuff with Sandman and, like, 10 other things. He doesn't have time for your bullshit. So, but my pick, personally, would be Kate Herron. I know she's not the showrunner; she's just a director and head writer. But yeah, I think like that's the next logical step for that person, and where better than Doctor Who. So, with the showrunner out of the way, let's talk about let's talk about. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Let's talk about the Doctor themselves. So personally, I would like to see a Doctor, since we've seen Jodie Whittaker be more like fun and happy. I would like to see a more jaded Doctor. I would like to see a Doctor who's like gotten too old for this shit, much like Capaldi. But whereas Capaldi kind of like learned to be kinder, I'd like to see this version of the Doctor. I wouldn't say like make this version of the Doctor like a fucking edgelord or anything, but like this is a Doctor who's kind of he's getting on in years, and now he or she. Because I'm totally fine with them bringing in another woman. I actually liked when they brought in the other female Doctor for that episode. That was actually a lot of fun. I like that one. I don't think she's going to be the next one. I think she was meant to be like a future Doctor down the road, like when they brought Tom Baker back to play the curator in the 50th anniversary. But I do think the next person to be the Doctor is going to be a male. I think they're going to go back. I think they're going to panic and blame. And sadly, this is what I think is going to happen, because this is Hollywood behind the scenes, people. I think what's going to happen is that they are going to panic and blame everything on Jodie Whittaker. I'm so sorry, Jodie. I don't want this to happen, but there's a possibility this might happen. That they'll say, "Oh, nobody wanted a female Doctor. No one wanted the Doctor as a woman, so let's go back to being a man." And I think that's what's going to happen, is that they're going to make it a male Doctor. So I could be wrong. I fully acknowledge that I could be wrong, but I think the BBC will totally they won't blame it on Chibnall. Like, Chibnall's probably going to be fine. It's Whittaker I'm worried about. So I think it's going to be a man, but I don't think that let's say hypothetically is a dude. It is a dude. So let's say hypothetically is a dude. So who should we get to play this new version of who should play this new version of the Doctor? Well, I've always had one who's been in the back of my mind, and even when Matt Smith was leaving the show, there was one guy I always kept saying he should be the Doctor, and he actually was in Doctor Who. And it's an actor who people are like, who? And when you see him, you're like, oh, him. That person is Colin Salmon. Now, Colin Salmon, if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, maybe you might remember him from several bit roles. This man has done a lot of, he hasn't really done, a lot of major shows. You'd probably remember him best, to all the Resident Evil fans. From the first Resident Evil movie, he was the commander who got the face full of laser. He's also done a lot of, drama and sci-fi shows. He was also in Alien vs. Predator, the first movie. He's done a lot of bit roles, and like I said, he was in Doctor Who. He was actually in the Silence in the Library episode where he played Dr. Moon. So Colin Salmon, I think, is a very underrated and underappreciated actor. He has this big, imposing form and this very powerful voice, and I really would like to see the Doctor be kind of imposing. This is a Doctor who, when he walks in the room, he commands authority. That's what I'd like to see this new version of the Doctor be like. Is just come in. He comes into the room and all authority goes out the window except for him. And Colin can really bring that. When he's doing these bit roles, he's usually playing a commander or something, and you really do believe it when you see him take on that kind of role. So, knowing my luck, he's probably not even going to be in the running, so crap. But Colin Salmon, he does a lot of again, you can just look up his Wikipedia and be like, oh, it's that guy. So, no, one point or another, you've probably seen the dude. I think he would be a very commanding Doctor. He would be a very, this is a Doctor who has seen a lot and done a lot and been through a lot, and now he's ready to, really bare his fangs at somebody. I'm not saying, he'd go edgelord level, but he is someone who would be this is the guy you don't want to mess with. This is the Doctor you don't want to make an enemy of. Kind of like Tennant in, like Tennant's era in season 3. Like this is the Doctor that is the angry gentleman. Yeah, so he's been my pick for the Doctor since Matt Smith left the show, and this has come from someone who loves Capaldi, but like every time they announce the Doctor being the Doctor regenerating, I'm just kind of like, Colin Salmon's right there, guys. Can he come back? And you may be thinking, oh, well, they can't get Colin Salmon if he's been in Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi and Colin Baker would like a word with you. So, yeah, that's my pick. I know it's probably never going to happen, but yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you want to see as not only the new Doctor, male or female? Take your pick. Who would you like to see as the Doctor, and who would you like to see be the showrunner for Doctor Who? It's been a long time since I've done anything Doctor Who, and I figured this would be the best time to really do a Doctor, like, it'd be this the time to come back to do a Doctor Who video. So anyway, also, side note, since I'm here, since I'm here, I also want to make a quick announcement. As of tomorrow, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out at MegaCon. It's a huge convention in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to be there for a couple days, so I'm going to go kind of silent. I figured I'd do a quick video update on that. So if you are in the Florida, Orlando area, try to find me. I'm not doing like a meetup or some shit. This is my vacation days. So if you want to say hi or hang out, if you're in the Florida area or attending MegaCon, there's the better word. Yeah, just come up, say hi. I'll be happy to say hi back and hang out. Who knows? Anyway, so I just thought I'd throw that quick update up there, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. So once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.